What's up, family? How we doing? It has been a good Monday. It's been a positive Monday. It has been a blessing Monday. Like I said, for the hell of it, I'm just going live more, and I don't care. Do what I do. But let me know how your Monday's been going. It's been a good day. Even though it's about to rain here, I'm not tripping. As I say, especially right now, as they say, in Texas, everything's chicken but the bone because my black ass is at home. You feel me? So I just got home from the gym. Let me know what y'all getting into today. Let me know if Mother's Day was good for you all out there. All that good stuff. The sun was shining earlier, but life is good. No complaints. Yeah, even the gym was even good today. Nice and quiet. All the wannabe gangsters showed up, so it's all good. Even the neighborhood's quiet. For once, so.
Camera recording.
It's all good in the neighborhood, family. So, take care of my dog Max. But yeah, life is good. Wishing it was Friday already though, but I'm still not complaining. Saying what's up to Las Vegas. We're going to Las Vegas next week. Might have to see if I can extend the trip by one day because I messed my reservation up. And this is why I hate doing stuff when I'm at work, because people, when you concentrate on something and people won't shut the hell up. That was me today. I was just like, man, if y'all don't shut up and stop talking. I'm like, it's not like they're talking to you about work. They're just talking about some random stuff. So that's what ticked me off even more. Let me get this trash out now. They just talking to me about some random stuff. I'm just like, man, if you don't shut the hell up. But, it's all good. All right, make sure my phone don't fall. But everything's chicken but the bone because my black butt is at home, family. So, anyways, I get ready for the new day. If you know me, I get up at like 3:30 every day to go to work. Because ever since, telework was basically, a kibosh was put on it. I had to go back to work, so it's all good. In the last month, I finally gotten used to, I've gotten used to being, having to go to work every day, so it's all good. I work with amazing people. A lot of people can't say that in 2025, so shout out to the people I work with, shout out to the boss, shout out to everybody. Life is good. All right, let me go get this trash down. And I've had many jobs and worked with many people, and a lot of times people, it can be it's never black, it's either black and white. They're either very cool or they got douchebag mentality and whatnot. So, needless to say, I never stayed at those jobs that long. Been at my job currently since 2018, and it's like I said, time just goes by so quickly. It don't even feel like I've been at my job since 2018. It don't even feel like it's been since 2018. But it's been since 2018. What's up, Max? Come on, man. Let's take you back out. So Max is like, yo, man, you waking me up, brother. There goes Max me on. They say, what's up to Facebook, buddy? Yes, you are. Yes. You the doctor, man. You the doctor, man. He's like, that's what I do, baby. I'm gonna bite you. Never bite the hand that feeds you, Max. He said, whatever. I run this house, not you. All right, come on, buddy. Back up off me. On to up, your daisy. All right, let's pick you up so to help you. Because Max is like, I'm like my dad. I'm an old man now. I'm an old man, man. I'm an old man, dog. But we all good. We chilling like co-villains. People love to see the dog Max, so I'm going to show Max more. There you go, buddy boy. I said stuff, trash, man. Yep, I knew you had to go to the bathroom, brother. I ain't gonna show everybody that, but so yeah, life is good. Traffic wasn't bad today, so I did not have to get an easy pass. If you got an easy pass where you live at, you know what I'm talking about. Those fees can be crazy. That's why I'm taking a day off before I go to Vegas, because I'm not dealing with the traffic when it comes to Memorial Day. Shout out to the veterans, current, past, future, all that good stuff. Because without y'all, no matter who's in the White House, we would not live in a safe country. So shout out to the veterans. But yeah, so I was like, let me do that. All right, come on, Max. I know you want your snack, bro. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then I might, if I can, for free, if I can extend my time in Vegas for an extra day, I'll do it if I can do it for free. So if you're in Vegas, say what's up to a brother. I'll be in Phoenix next month for one of my best friend's birthday, so we're gonna do it up. Shout out to Radu. All right, shout out to Radu, my East European brother. I know he's not Armenian. He's but I know his family comes from the Balkans, I believe. So I didn't want to get it wrong. But shout out to Radu. He came out to my birthday 2 years ago in Las Vegas, and he showed me so much love. So I'm gonna do the same thing when I go out to Phoenix. I'm gonna show him nothing but love. You know, people like that nowadays, because we live in such a self-absorbed world. You gotta just give it up to people that got your corner. That has your back. That's in your corner. People have to do stuff for you, and they don't want nothing from you, but and I know why he told me the reason why he hooked me up so much on my birthday, because he was like, you was there for me when I lost my job, and you helped me get a job. And I was like, man, you were always a good, straight up person to me, so that's why I looked out for you. So that's why I would say to people, if, as they say, as a Capricorn energy, as they say, we your best friends or your worst freaking enemy. There ain't no in between. We very black and white with this lifestyle. So when you screw us over, we as they say in Spanish, vaya con Dios, have a nice go with God. And then I say, tengo una buen vida, have a good life, because I ain't got time for the drama. All right, gonna lock Max up while I do what I gotta do. He's like, hey, say what's up to Facebook, boy. Blah, 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 blah. He's like, man, I ain't talking to you. What's up with this phone? What's up, brother? He's like, I ain't talking to you. There you go. He's like, man, get that camera on my face. There you go. All right, man, let's lock you up. So yeah, it's a good Monday. It's gonna be good to get out of the DMV area back to the West Coast, because the West Coast is the best coast. So, like I said, Memorial Day weekend, Vegas bound. All right, June 13th, Phoenix bound. And Phoenix will be a future home. I'll be partying up. Yet be looking for a place to live. Got to get some work done on this house. Try to sell it or maybe rent it out. I'd rather rent this place out because, treat this place like an asset, but you know how it goes. So that's, because it's like nothing like being there, especially in today's world. And I'm not bragging about it, but in today's world, it's so hard to buy a house because everything's so expensive. And most people can only buy a house in the markets where it is, they basically buy a house in the markets where it is basically overpriced. So great example, Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, way overpriced. New York City, where I'm from, in DC, the DMV area, if you don't know what that means, D stands for Washington, D.C., M stands for Maryland, V stands for Virginia. It's all connected, okay? All connected. So you can drive 40 minutes without traffic. If you live in Northern Virginia, you'd be in D.C. You can drive the same distance. You can be in Maryland and vice versa. D.C. to Maryland to D.C., Maryland to Virginia. It's all connected. That's why they call it the DMV area. But anyways, yeah, Phoenix, nothing like the West Coast is the best coast. Love it. If you ask me my favorite part of the country, I'm going to tell you L.A., Vegas, Phoenix. Those are my favorite cities to be. I was going to move to L.A. back during the pandemic, but with the crime rate going up in LA, the cost of living going up in LA, I was just like, nah, let me hang back. And then mother having a medical issue, so let me stay on the East Coast in the DMV area. But anyways, if you're watching, let me know how your Monday's going. If you're watching on Facebook, do me a favor, go to YouTube. This is very free. Go to YouTube, look up Larry's Anything Goes LLC, hit the subscribe button, and I'll leave you alone. Or if you just want to stay on Facebook, look up Larry's Anything Goes LLC or Patterson L Properties LLC. Matter of fact, both Larry's Anything Goes, Patterson L Properties, LLC on YouTube and on Facebook. Check it out. Hit the subscribe, hit the like button, follow button, whatever the case may be. And as they say, everything's chicken but the bone because my black ass is at home. You feel me? All right. Take this trash out. Camera recording. Yeah, that rain is definitely coming now. I can feel it. I'm glad I got to work early. I'm glad I freaking got home early. So I'm like, I ain't got to deal with this nonsense. And of course, it was a bad accident on the highway, so what that means is going to be more traffic, and the easy pass will be up to like $50 to $60 before you know it. The paint looks off. A little painting. Just fix that wood. But yeah, that's how I look at it at the end of the day. But yeah, anyways, hopefully you guys are going to be off on the holiday weekend. Get your barbecue on. You know, on the East Coast and down South, it's beach weekend. So, everybody's going to be going to the beach. So, I'm just like, you know what, I'm good. I'm so good. I think that should do it. Glad the bees are on, but yeah, like I said, total peace and quiet. Well, that's just the way I like it, you feel me? So, anyways, let's get up in this house. Get up in this house and do what we gotta do. Get the door cracked. Do what we gotta do. But yeah, anyways. I was about to say, if somebody coming through the back door, they about to hit that, they about to meet somebody they don't want to meet. You don't want to do that. No, you don't. Don't be that person. As they say, don't be that person. I'm just kidding. Fortunate to live in a decent area, you know. Even though it seemed like one time during the pandemic it got a little worse. A certain element was moving into the neighborhood, but then they moved out, thankfully. Yeah, cool, got the lights. Time to get that, put the food together. But yeah, thankfully the element is no longer in existence here, so very happy about that. But yeah, just working harder on the fitness, working hard on trying to save more money. And then, you know, hopefully, shout out to Montgomery, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi. Those are the places that I'll be trying to look for future rental properties. I need to take a quick trip down to Jackson, Mississippi, and Montgomery, Alabama this summer. Got to get back to Los Angeles. So it's going to be straight up traveling. August is definitely Atlanta for InvestFest. If you don't know what InvestFest is, it's part of EY University, where they bring investors together, celebrities together to talk about business, entrepreneurship. This theme obviously is going to be big on AI, automation, because, you know, that's not the future, that is the now. So I like to pay attention to the now and the future, and slowly but surely I'm learning more and more about AI, so I don't get left behind. And I implore everybody to learn more and more about AI, so you don't get left behind. You know, can't put it any other ways than that for real, family. But that's what's up this summer. You know, like I said, hopefully to meet up with some more people, connect with more people who are business minded and investor minded and all that good stuff. But that's what we're doing this summer. Let me know what you guys got going on this summer. Going to the beach? Let me know if you're going to the beach. You know, if you're spending time with the family more, let me know if you're spending time with the family more. You know, because family, like I said, that's one thing I appreciate more, and that's why I need to get back down to Richmond, Virginia. Shout out to my brother and his kids, his grandkids. When I go to Georgia, visit my nephew and his 2 kids. Get back to the basics in this thing called life, because with all the loss that has happened, one thing I can say with all sincerity is I appreciate people and family more and more in 2025 than I ever have, just because, you know, I'm getting older, people are getting older, people are going away. You know, that's why, you know, I went all out to try to make sure that my mother had a good Mother's Day. Shout out to the mothers out there. Turn this light on over here. Whenever it starts to look about to rain, it always looks like Seattle up in here. But yeah, shout out to, there we go. Yeah, shout out to all the mothers. biological or whatever the case may be. Shout out to all the mothers, because you know it's never easy. My mother raised me as a single mother, so shout out to her. And that's why, you know, you see my post. Yes, I do have a brother, but we're brothers by our father, not my mother. So, but he always treats my mom like a queen. Because if he didn't, we'd have an issue. You feel me? But anyways, you know, life is good. You know, that's what's like. This is for the meat, and this isn't gonna take that much time. But yeah, life is good. We making moves, we're getting things done, we're going from there, and it is what it is. So, shout out to my friend Ray. He's in East Africa serving our country. That's why I said shout out to the veterans. He's in East Africa, keeping America safe, all that good stuff. Shout out to his family, because he had to leave his daughters behind, so that's why I always say shout out to the vets and go from there. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. You know, it's like I'm trying to do more of these rants and just go off the cuff and just go from there, because you know, I just like, if you see my posts, you know I love to talk. Usually I have a script and whatnot, but sometimes you just gotta say the hell with it and just do your thing and don't worry about the script. You know, keep it straight. You know, as my friend used to say back in the day when we used to really get our drink on, give it to me straight, no chaser. All right, so. Now, I've gotten flack. I'll talk about this. I said, I went live, I think it was Saturday, and I was talking about stop hating on single people. And my mindset is this: if a person wants to be happily ever after and get married, be in relationships, then cool. There's nothing wrong with. I think people misinterpreted my, you know, stop hating on single people. I know I clearly said, look, if you're happily single, stay single, and then until you find the right person. If you're happily married, stay married. If you're happily in a relationship, stay in the marriage. They see the key of the word is everybody wants to be put into a category because they want to be fit in, like high school. And I say this in a lot of my videos. My former coworker used to say most people do not evolve past high school. Why did he say that? Because a lot of people want to feel a part of a clique, whether they go to a specific church, they're married, they have kids, they was in a fraternity or a sorority, they was in the military. There's nothing wrong with any of those things that I've mentioned. But what I'm saying is, I always grew up. This is the one thing I love about growing up in the DMV area. I always grew up in the mindset of, hey, if you're a cool person, I can rock with you. What we doing? You know, I don't need to know any more than that. Are you a cool person to be around? Are you fun to be around? Can I learn from you? Can we make some money? You cool in my book. Whether you single, gay, straight, got kids, don't got kids, hey, we can have a conversation. You know, I got friends who are single. I got friends who are married. I got friends who are just in relationships. I got friends of all breeds, of the, you know, races, religions, whatever the case may be, you know. Gay people, trans, whatever the case may be. If you cool and you about business and you fun to be around, you're all right in my book. You know, and I've always been like that. I think that's the freaking mail now. You know, when I go out there to check the mail, where's he at? Yep. So let's go back outside. But yeah, so yeah, at the end of the day, that was the point I was making. I was just like, if you're happily married, be married. I implore it all, you know. Now, am I a big fan of it? Not really, but it's not the fact that I'm not a fan of being in a monogamous relationship, but I just don't, in a sense, I don't think it could benefit me, but it might benefit. Maybe that might change my mind one day. I don't know, but I don't knock anybody, and the problem is, too many people in today's world, it's not like I care, but too many people want to shame people for not wanting to be how they want to be. Stop trying to change people into something that they're not. Because then the problem is if they end up being something that they're not, then they end up being miserable as hell. You know, hell, half the people I've met throughout the years, they're always miserable all the time. They be looking like they want to kill themselves, and I'm not even being funny when I say that. These jokers be looking miserable as hell. So, you know, my mindset is chase a lifestyle you don't have to take a vacation from. Not have a lifestyle that you have to take a vacation from, because most people do. And most people end up working towards that and they don't even realize it. You know, Like people like, why you take so many trips? You trying to escape something? I said, no, man, I'm enjoying my life. That's what I like to do. And when I was younger, I used to work 2 to 3 jobs, so I didn't have time and could not afford to be getting out and about, to do things. So now I am. And the beautiful thing is being able to do that, not on no braggadocious nonsense, but it's just from hey, I'm getting to get new experiences. I'm able to meet new people, So that's the one beautiful thing about folks that are, served in the military. They get a nice earned trip because it might seem free, but being in the military, it's earned. They get to travel around the world, So a lot of times when they get older, they don't want to really travel because they've got it all out of their system. And I'm not mad at that because you were able to do that. Most people aren't able to do that. So that's my point at the end of the day. All right. What the hell that noise? Freaking ice cream, man. So yeah, at the end of the day, I just look at it like that, straight up and down. I always forget the casual male store is still open, the overpriced store. No brands, what is this? Yeah, they trying to. That's probably another store. Unfortunately, it's going to close down. I always like the casual male store, like a lot of these retail stores, but the problem is, they, what is it? The problem is they're just overpriced. When you're just trying to get something simple, like the same t-shirt I got on now, I can get this on Amazon for 12, 15, 18 bucks. I go to the casual male store, I got to pay 50 bucks. You do the math. But what do I know? But it is what it is, But yeah, back to what I was saying. I got sidetracked. But yeah, back to what I was saying. That's the problem. People need to stop shaming them. And that's, unfortunately, when you shame people, that's in certain instances, some but not all. But in certain instances, that's what makes people not want to go to certain religious churches, organizations. Because it's like, in some environments, not all. Because once again, there are no absolutes in this life. The only absolutes in this life in the United States is your death and taxes. That's the only absolutes, all right? Especially for everyday regular working people. Death and taxes. I remember one lady told me that at my job years ago, and I was like, that's the realest stuff I ever heard in my life. Death and taxes. So that's the only absolutes in this life. So, it's like certain organizations, if you're not married, don't have kids, they don't want you around. I remember even Angela Yee was talking about people tell her that they don't want to do business for her because she's not married and doesn't have kids, even though she has a great track record of handling her business when it comes to the things that she does within the entertainment industry. But that's just, that's just a part of people's aura. That's just a part of people's culture. That's just a part of how some people roll. So I can't knock that because, like I said, I'm not in the business of knocking anybody. One thing I knock is this is one thing I will knock. I do knock a lot of men in today's world because the simp man who, and a lot of my friends that I grew up with in high school, they're going to be knowing I'm talking about them, but I don't care. The simp man that can't use the bathroom without their woman's permission. I don't understand that crap. Like, I don't understand that. And the saddest thing is a lot of women in this world are really attracted to men. Really attracted to men that we bend over, get a spanking and say, "Thank you, ma'am. Can I have another?" Or when his significant other says, "Jump," he says, "Well, how high, baby?" Because I got to practice. We live in that world with a lot of people who are in a relationship, some but not all. And a lot of people find that to be normal. I find that to be abnormal. Ain't no grown woman. Only grown woman that's ever told me what to do is my mother. Okay, or the woman, or for woman signing my paycheck. Ain't no woman telling me what to do in my household. All right, So I grew up with a strong woman because, like I said, my dad, he passed away when I was 3 years old. But I grew up around strong men and women. But ain't no woman gonna slap me. Ain't no woman gonna be telling me what to do and whatnot, unless it's in regards to for the betterment of the relationship. But if I want to go go on a trip with my friend, I'm going on a trip with my friend. If I want to go out for a drink with my buddy that I ain't seen in a minute, I'm going to go on a drink with my buddy. Case in point, Killer Mike, the rapper. He wanted to buy this overpriced car. I think it was like $200,000, maybe more. But a good deal was presented to him for an apartment complex in Atlanta. This is before Atlanta, Georgia was getting gentrified. Okay? And his wife was like, well, you're not getting that car. You need to get those apartments. because that's going to be worth more than what you paid for, especially given the fact that he was able to pay for the apartments cash money. A year or two later, maybe 3 years later, the apartment complex or complexes that Killer Mike bought, because his wife says you need to buy that, doubled, more than quadrupled in value. And not only made them more money, but gave them more access to capital because of having those tangible assets. So that if a woman's telling me what to do, it needs to be on some stuff like that. Hey, baby, you need to do this for your health. Hey, baby, you need to do this because this is going to increase our wealth. That's what the hell I'm talking about. Now, now telling me I got to ask you permission for me to go to the bathroom, we're not doing that. Okay, that ain't happening. But you telling me that if we do X, Y, Z, we can double our income. If you do X, Y, Z, we can get healthier. If you do X, Y, Z, we can get this house, open this business. That's the kind of partnership that I'm talking about. Because all that other stuff is like, I'm good. It ain't new. And unless you sign the check, you're not telling me what to do. That ain't happening. So, but the simp culture has exploded from your average wannabe street dudes to your dorky dudes. It has exploded in multiple aspects, in multiple different ways. And if that's what the ladies want, I ain't mad at you, because I can't get mad at the women. I look at the guys, As they say, if the old school players would say, well, not players, but men would say, you got to charge that to the game. Okay? You got to charge them to the game. It's like, what is it? Especially like a lot of the women that are content creators, whether they're on OnlyFans or not, and they getting their money from a lot of these desperate dudes. Get your money, young ladies. You're not doing nothing bad or illegal. You're not hurting nobody. Get your money. If these guys are willing to part ways with their money, then do what you do. Especially nowadays in this overpriced world. Hey, as a term was said in the Dolomite movie, you're simping on your pension. All right, so that's what I'm saying. So it's like, fellas, if you're around a woman that's about her money, that's a sexy woman. That's all I got to say. She, she could be the ugliest woman on the planet. If a woman's about her money, and even in certain instances, even about her physical fitness, because I like big women, that's a good woman to be around. So, that means, hey, if she could be a big girl, and if she's about her money, that's a great woman to be around. If she's about her business, that's a good woman to be around, because that needs to be at the forefront of a lot, and I mean a lickety lot of conversations. And I think I'm done with all this. Let me wash my stuff. So yeah, that's what I'll say about that. Okay? That is what I'll say about that. If they're about their business, man, hold on to them. Okay? Stay faithful. All that good stuff. If you, hey, if you want to slide through like a drive-through with somebody else, just treat it like drugs and just say no, because you're gonna let a good one go. You're gonna let a good one go away. And nowadays it's hard to find good ones, so don't ever let a good woman go away. Shout out to the good women out there. That's what I said. I'm not crapping on females. I'm not crapping on marriage. I'm not crapping on relationships. I just crap on simp men. I will say that, because it's like, hey, when you step out in the world, you're stepping into something. But now you can live in the nicest neighborhood, have the nicest car. You are stepping out in a war zone when you're stepping out in this world. Job, business, relationship. Are you ready to play chess? Or are you ready to play checkers? It is up to you. The choice is yours. Life can be like Burger King. You can have it your way, or you can get run over like a person on the freeway, running on the freeway. It's the choice is yours. Moral of the story, the choice is yours. And I'll leave it at that, So, for the most part, that's all I got to say. That's why I didn't think this was going to turn into a full-on long rant like this, but I just had to justify, like, hey, I don't hate on single people. I don't hate on married people. I don't hate on people who have kids. I don't hate on people that are nobody. I guess you could say the only people I hate on is simp men, but I can't even really hate on them because I don't like to be around them. So, because it seems like half the men I grew up with have turned into the simp culture, and they like that. Because then the other caveat is you got I made a video about the Revenge of the Nerds. Have you ever seen that old movie from the 80s and 90s where, the nerds got revenge on, because they kept getting picked on all the time in their life. Some of the jock bullies and whatnot. And, Elon Musk is a Revenge of the Nerds kind of guy. Let's be realistic. Most ladies would not want that man. He wouldn't have all these kids, all these different women, if Elon Musk was not a billionaire. Okay. Because even when he tried, like I said, this is the funny thing. We was talking about this at work today. You can't fake having swag. You can't fake being cool. You just got to be who you are. And the funny thing with Elon Musk is when he tries to even look cool, he looks like a straight up dork. And he always will be. He's just a billionaire dork. See, the difference between him and Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos is that Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg know that they're dorks. And they don't try to act anything any other way. The only difference is with Jeff Bezos' new wife, he's gotten into better shape, so he's more, fit. He's more physically fit and whatnot. She's got him in the gym, working out, which is a good thing for his health. So it's just like, hey, once again, was it right how he did his other wife? No, but his other wife got paid, so I'll put it like that. But Jeff Bezos' new wife has got him in the gym, looking out for his health and whatnot. Because with her, obviously, looks mean a lot. But that's, like I said, it's a good thing. So sometimes, hey, you traded one good woman for hopefully another good woman. But we all know that woman would not be with Jeff Bezos if he wasn't a billionaire. And that's just what it is. I think that's all I got. Sometimes it's nice to just rant, let it all hang out, as they say, without it letting, mentally, not physically. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyways, once again, Vegas bound, 2 weeks. Phoenix bound, 1 month. So holla at me. Be back to California. I'll be going to Oregon. There's so many places I want to go. So thank God for air miles and hotel points. That's all I got to say. So yeah, so many places I want to go, so many things I want to do, some things I need to do. So we're going to get it in and hopefully not commit too many sins. But that's how we're going to roll in 2025. Once again, subscribe. Larry's Anything Goes, LLC. Patterson on Properties, LLC. Look them up on Instagram. TikTok. I don't know why that escapes me. TikTok, Facebook, all that good stuff. I even got a X account with Larry's Anything Goes LLC. So check it out. So do the great DP things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Make money moves, or you're gonna live bro like a fool. As it say in Spanish. Bienvenido a la vida. Welcome to the life.